Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video for Vlogmas, and today I'm going to be talking about veganism and more specifically the 3 worst things about veganism, or actually I can just think of a 4th one now. Anyway, the first one has to be the social side of things. It's so difficult to get decent vegan food when you are out and about in a social setting. For example, last Friday I had an after work event with some friends, and then we went to a restaurant, a really nice restaurant. There was live music, beautiful decoration. Then look at the menu. I can just have hummus. Thank God there was hummus. Hummus definitely saves my life. But everyone else can have elaborate dishes. And here in Spain, sometimes on the menu you've got meat, fish, and then that's it really. Kind of starters, meat, and fish. Meat and fish are just referring to the main courses, so there's nothing I can have really. And so I had some bread and some beetroot hummus, which was very nice. But if I went back to that restaurant, that's all I could have, and there's no dessert I can have. So that's very, very, very annoying. And that's just one example of many. Often when you go to a normal restaurant, there are not any vegan options. And it seems as though I can understand from someone who enjoys meat and dairy, they might hesitate about going vegan for that reason, because they enjoy food, they enjoy the dining experience, and they see me with just really boring options. So that's why, to actually overcome this, I do actually organise vegan dining events here in Barcelona, and I like to support the vegan, vegetarian and flexitarian restaurants and raise awareness. And my events are not for vegans, so it definitely raises awareness among non-vegans about the delicious food that can be experienced. Yes, that's the first thing, socializing. So difficult. I remember I went on a date actually early this year, and the guy in question did not know I was vegan. So we get to this beautiful restaurant, really beautiful space, open the menu. There's the wine menu, the food menu. First of all, I don't drink, so that's another kind of antisocial habit. And then on the main menu, I could only have about 2 things. So yeah, it's just it seems very restrictive, and it's very annoying because I do enjoy food so much, and I think people would hesitate before becoming vegan for that reason as well. The second thing that I don't like about veganism is sometimes the angry vegans. I know there's a lot to be angry about, but I just wonder if being really angry is the best way to spread the message. I think there are many, many ways to promote veganism, and it's very interesting that among vegans we don't really agree on how to do that. I think it's a kind of similar thing happening with feminism. Feminism is also, I mean, I consider myself a feminist, but there are a lot of things that maybe feminists do that I don't really agree with. So I think it's not just like, there's not just one size fits all with veganism. I think some people I know even have often insinuated that if you're not angry enough, you're not a real good vegan, you know. And in I used to organize lots of vegan events here in Barcelona for vegans. And some people would join the group and they would be very angry that we weren't angry. They wanted to do more kind of activism, you know, animal rights stuff. And that's very well. I think it's great that people do that. But it's not the only way to spread the message. I think there are many ways to spread the message, and they consider that going to eat delicious food wasn't activism. But I think it is. I think going to eat delicious food, especially with non-vegan people, and they realise, cashew cheese is actually quite nice, or this vegan coconut ice cream is actually quite nice, then they actually discover that there are many things that are vegan and delicious, and sometimes healthier, not always. So it helps them to broaden their horizons where food is concerned, and perhaps make less animal choices when they are shopping. I really do support flexitarianism and people who want to reduce their animal intake. I think that's definitely it definitely helps us overall. It's very difficult to be 100% vegan for a lot of people. It depends on where you live, your cultural situation, and also it definitely does depend on where you live. Where I live in Barcelona, I find it quite easy in terms of shopping, but socializing is difficult everywhere. And the third thing I think is difficult about being vegan is the lack of unity among vegans, which is kind of related to the previous point. And a lot of I watched vegan YouTube for a long time, And it seems to be a very unsupportive community, whereas if you're not vegan enough and people criticizing what people are eating and how people not being vegan enough, that kind of thing, I just think it's not a really good way to spread the message. I would prefer to be, my way of spreading the message is to share tips about beautiful, delicious, locally sourced, organic food, and be a glowing vegan. I mean, it's really important to me to actually excel in my fitness motivation. I was going to say my fitness transformation, and just being as natural as possible. And I do credit all the amazing food that I'm eating for that. And hopefully people say, "What's your secret?" I don't have a secret. Everyone knows that I eat. I do take special care with what I eat. And the fourth thing, which is really, really important, is that there are not enough options for vegan shoes. I find this very difficult. And I mean, veganism is not just about eating plant-based food. It's actually a whole lifestyle. And for me, it started with food, but then it gradually became something related to fashion and cosmetics as well. And for example, I love this brand called Noise with a Z, depending on where you live, which is these very warm coats that are filled with repurposed plastic from the ocean, which is amazing. I also love these shoes from a brand called Vivaya. It's not a completely vegan brand, but I have these shoes that are made from 6 bottles of water, and they're really comfortable as well, which is very important. And also my bed is vegan. There are no feathers in my bed. I like the fact that in my house, I mean, I think using animals for fashion, I don't really like the idea of that. And all my handbags are vegan, but I do have some non-vegan shoes, and that's because I haven't found any alternative, or I've had them from before going vegan. I do try as much as possible to have vegan shoes, but sometimes it's very difficult. And I think comfort is very important. I don't want to break my neck just to have vegan shoes. I did buy some vegan shoes once, I remember. Well, I've got several pairs, but I remember buying one pair of boots because I was giving a speech about veganism, and I thought, I can't go there with leather shoes, I'll be a bit hypocritical. So I bought these shoes especially for this event, and then I nearly broke my neck several times because the sole was just way too slippy. So I'm going to have to do something about that in the cobblers. But also, I also have a wide foot, I have a high instep, so I can't just get any old shoes. And sometimes if it's a non-vegan shoe, then that's what I have to get. So I just think for me, it's about being the most veganish that I can be. And that's it really, and spreading a positive message, spreading the light. Yeah, so veganism is far from perfect. And another thing which is hard is that the ignorance, I think, among some people who don't know about veganism. I think sometimes when I was talking to a personal trainer or a nutritionist about vegan protein, and people really don't know. They just think, oh, you can eat, there's lots of carbs in lentils or chickpeas. And actually there are other things that I eat that don't have that many carbs, such as lupini beans or some protein powder, or some tofu, tempeh, seitan, things like that. So yeah, I think it's so for me, it's my mission is just to kind of be a glowing vegan and share what I know, and then people can choose what they want to listen to or not, or practice or not. So yeah, so for me, I am organizing vegan events, and I want to also share some of my delicious recipes on my social media, especially my breakfasts, and just show that it's very simple and it's not as expensive as people think. I will make another video about that, about veganism being expensive. But yeah, so those are the things I do not like about veganism. What about you? Tell me the things that you don't like about veganism, whether you're vegan or not. It'll be very interesting to read your comments in the comment section below. Anyway, I'll be back for some more Vlogmas. And if you have any suggestions for new videos, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org, and I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching.